Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? In North Carolina, who is that candidate? I didn't hear you.
You know, as I was looking at her, I thought she could be any one of us. You know, she's a great mother. She's got a great education. She's about all the values that women need to strive for. So I think she'll make a perfect First Lady.
As Barack Obama's fight for the 2008 presidential election began, the eyes of the American public turned toward their prospective First Lady.
When she was originally campaigning with Barack in 2008, what's impossible to think of now is that she was thought of as a liability because of several things that she had said. She was being interviewed by reporters in early 2008, and she had mentioned, this is the first time in my adult life that I am proud to be an American. And this really didn't play well. People didn't like the fact that she was emphasizing race too much. Then her dissertation was published when she was a student, which emphasized how difficult it would be to be an African American in a white university. That also didn't play over very well. And there were caricatures of her as this angry Black woman who was militant and was overly focusing on race. And they decided that they were going to basically give her a complete makeover, a complete image makeover, because they felt that she was coming across as too forceful. But that's part of who she was. If she wanted to defend her husband, you know, she's a Harvard-educated lawyer, she would do it in a forceful and efficient and effective manner. But that wasn't playing across well given some of the other events that were going on at that time. And so they gave her this big image makeover, which they unveiled at the Democratic Convention in August of 2008. And it was really successful.
As I tucked that little girl in and her little sister into bed at night, you see, I think about how one day they'll have families of their own, and how one day they and your sons and daughters will tell their own children about what we did together in this election. They'll tell them how this time we listened to our hopes instead of our fears.
In her speech, and she was a great speaker, just as Barack is, she mentioned family quite a bit. She really emphasized her maternal role, and she exuded a lot of warmth. And it was really natural, this warmth.
How this time, in this great country where a girl from the south side of Chicago can go to college and law school, and the son of a single mother from Hawaii can go all the way to the White House, that we committed ourselves.
The world goes into it. And so this is really looking at things from hair to clothes to diction. People don't wake up and become Michelle Obamas. That takes time, that takes effort, and that takes an almighty great team as well to put you together.
Now you know why I asked her out so many times, even though she said no. You want a persistent president.
Michelle, Malia, and Sasha traveled the length of the country during what was a grueling campaign schedule. Delivering speeches, hosting fundraisers, Michelle did her part to support Barack, but it wasn't without its challenges.
The campaign experience was draining for all of Barack Obama's family. They were constantly on the road and having to deal with, raising kids on the road. Michelle Obama was having to give a lot of speeches. And this kind of carried on into the 8 years that she was in office. And she was exhausted. And she talked about how she was looking forward to being able to do so many things that she couldn't do before. I mean, it was something that, she really gave up a lot in order to support him and for this goal of achieving something for the greater good. I mean, I think she really felt that this was something that she needed to chip in on and be supportive of. Not because she really wanted to do it, that this would have been her first choice, but she just felt it was the right thing to do. But I think she knew that everything, starting from the campaign to the way she adjusted her image for the campaign, to the way she kind of adjusted her image to be this new type of First Lady, all of this stuff was a huge sacrifice to her. This wouldn't have been her choice. This wouldn't have been what she wanted to do. She didn't have these types of political aspirations, but I think she saw this as all part of something that needed to be achieved just for the greater good of U.S. Society, political culture, just the country at this time needed optimism and needed these types of policies. The actual night itself, there was quite a bit of optimism because Obama was going into the night with a lead in the polls by 5 to 10%. And there was a feeling that his campaign had been very dynamic and that he was likely to flip some states.